questions.
Yeah, great game. Those first 5.5 innings, it was quite the battle. It was tough for us to solve. Drew Hackenberg, he was electric tonight. Just a good fastball, nasty slider. Was throwing the slider in any count, 3-2. It was tough. Obviously, we caught a break with the 2-run error there. It happens to the best of players, and Jack Hurley's one of the best in the conference and can happen to anyone. But I thought that was a little bit of a turning point. Cam Canarella has a 12 pitch or 13 pitch at bat to take the lead. Cooper Engel with a bunt base hit. Willie Taylor gets a hit by pitch, and then of course Caden comes up and everyone's hoping he hits a grand slam, and he does. And that really separated the game, and then we were able to score 4 more later on, and the pitching around that time of the game, BJ Bailey coming in, getting a big double play, 2 big double plays, and then everyone after that being able to put zeros up. So it wasn't easy. It was maybe not the typical script of the game, but just proud of our guys for playing from a deficit, flipping the scoreboard, and then being able to separate late. But we had some very competitive at-bats, some big hits, some big 2-out RBIs, ran the bases well, pitched well out of the pen. So just a good team win to start things off.
Caden, Caden, you got the break with the 2-run error, but really good teams take advantage of those things, and you guys put 4 more after, 5 more after that. What did that kind of feel? Did you kind of feel like this is our opportunity, and you guys take advantage of it? And the other thing too is 13 in a row now. Do you guys kind of feel like you expect things like this to happen and to be able to kind of jump on that?
I mean, yeah, it was a big break, and like he said, Jack Hurley's a great player and one of the best honestly best in the country. And I mean, yeah, it was nice to get that, but Cam had a really tough at bat, put us up with 12, 13 pitch at bat, and just people well on their way on base. And that's kind of the story of it. We're just a really tough team, and just keep putting together good at bats, and that's what we play. That's our ball. And then your other question was what? I forgot it.
I mean, the way you guys are going, the role that you've been on since like April.
Yeah.
Do you just kind of feel like something good is going to happen eventually?
I think it comes down to toughness. We're a really tough team, and we believe that we're never out of the fight. And we just keep on grinding, pitch after pitch, and we don't look ahead, we don't look behind us. We just keep going.
Coach, can you take me through that 12 pitch at bat with Canarella, and what that continues to show about his growth as a player, especially with him being so young?
Yeah, he's mature beyond his years as a hitter. He's just got a slow heartbeat for this game of baseball. He's been like that since the first day of fall, where we were trying to figure him out and just realize that he's one of those guys that stays centered very well. He just always seems to be in neutral, and he could go 5 for 5, and he looks the same as if he ever had a random over kind of a day. And that's what makes him consistent, is because mentally he's consistent, and it's a gift, especially at that age, to be that poised and be that mentally tough, to be able to stay in the middle like he does. He's able to just reduce things down to winning pitches and having quality at bats, and he does it a lot.
Okay, can you just walk us through the Grand Slam and what you saw?
Just trying to be patient, and I mean, like I said earlier, I couldn't do it without people on base, but just trying to be patient. Had faced Hackenberg those 2 at bats prior, and his stuff was really good, and just trying to get my pitch and just keep everything slow. And I'm glad he gave me one, because he's a really good arm. And, he gave us some trouble 2 weekends ago, so I'm glad we saw him well.
Eric, back when this thing started, did you kind of see this coming? I mean, was there like a light switch moment for this team, or was it a matter of just kind of trying to figure out who was best in what role, and just kind of getting a feel for everybody and a gradual thing?
Yeah, I don't know if I could pinpoint one one specific moment where all of a sudden, you know, we just started playing well. I think we were playing well a lot, and we were just coming up short. And you know, we had a few guys out, but you know, everybody has a few guys out all the time. And I think it was just the players should get all the credit because they're the ones who stayed positive. It would have been very easy for them to become discouraged when we're 16-14 and 2-8 in the league, and you know, wondering if all this training that they've been doing and these classroom sessions and everything are really worth it. But they stuck with it. They stayed positive. The coaches stayed positive. And we started to catch a few breaks. We started to get a few guys healthy. We started to figure out a few more roles. And before you know it, you know, that we just started to build momentum for ourselves. So we're not looking at anything in numbers and we're just looking at the next game. And the next game's our most important game of the season. And these guys have done a really good job of just, you know, staying in the moment. Tournament like this, just playing the tournament and taking everything as you know, one at a time as best they can. And when we were staring at a season going nowhere fast and seeing what the other side of that looked like, I think it's also a high level of gratitude for the fact that we are playing well. And had we not get dragged through the mud early, like Caden said, we wouldn't be as tough as we are now, because there's a resilience and a callousing of the mind that takes place when you have all those setbacks and you have that much adversity, and it just builds you up. It's shaped the identity of this team, of who we are now, and you know, I think we're all very thankful that we did have that rough start because of the team that it's created today.
How much of an advantage does it give you to get through the opening game, not having to use any of your weekend starters and they're all fully rested? You know, as you try to make a deep run here.
I don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, Boston College just gave us everything we could handle up in Chestnut Hill. So, you know, we'll figure out who we're pitching on Friday, whether it's Darden or Gordon, but. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have our hands full with Boston College because that is an outstanding team. So that's all we're really focused on right now. But one of our weekend starters will throw on Friday, either a righty or a lefty.
Billy Amick is, with his performance today, I think he's somewhere like right at 500 over his last 53 at-bats, which is kind of insane. I see Caden was laughing there, but what has an emergence meant to the team? Because it seems like his emergence kind of coincided with the club going on the, you know, turning things around.
Yeah, you know, he's got an incredible story, and it's actually an inspirational story for anyone that starts a season as a role player who's not getting much playing time. You know, Billy Amick, it was only by chance that he even got into a game this year. Caden was pitching. Our first baseman who was in the game got hit by a pitch and had to come out. And he gets in there and gets a hit or two, and before you know it, he's hitting a walk-off grand slam against Georgia State and getting a few more opportunities. And we still didn't even have him in there the first 3 weekends of conference play. I think it was the Sunday or Saturday, the game 3 against Wake Forest, that he got a start and got a couple of hits. But he's a kid that, you know, he just was always positive, always worked hard, took advantage of his opportunity, got better as the season has gone on, got better throughout the fall. And now, you know, for a guy that was never even considered in the lineup, now we can't write a lineup without him hitting in the 5-hole behind Caden. And I think it's helped both of them because you've got 2 real power threats in the middle of the order, and you know, they both get, you know, instead of him just being the guy that gets pitched around, you got a guy like Billy Amick right behind him. That's a big deal, and it's certainly been a big boost to our offense with the 2 of those guys right there in the middle.
Coach, after the UNC series, you said the thought of a game not meaning anything, like tonight, didn't resonate with you. So I just want to know what the message was going into tonight and what the message is going into Friday.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't resonate because it counts. It counts. I look at our record. It counted for our record. It counts for our RPI. It counts for everything, and it counts to the way we just, you know, play to a standard. So was looking for the words of how to frame it to the team, because everyone was saying it doesn't count for advancing out of pool play. So prior to knowing who the winner was between Virginia Tech and Boston College, we just talked about this is going to be we're going to talk about it as a normal 4-game week where we have a midweek game and we have 3 conference games. And we don't know which is the midweek game yet, because whoever wins the Virginia Tech and Boston College game, the winner of that game, when we play that winner, that'll be like game 1 of conference play. So it could have been Wednesday or Friday, but could have been game 1 of conference play. It just so happens that Boston College won, and so we treated tonight like we normally do. We've used a lot of pitchers and how we would normally approach a midweek game. And then this Friday against Boston College would be like game 1 of conference play. But that's just more of a, and I get why we do pool play, and it's scheduling and TV, and it's great, and I got it. It's just not a double elimination format like we're going to see at every level moving forward from here. So I think it's just more just wrapping my head around, kind of how to approach this tournament, having never done pool play before.
And then you said you weren't a fan of pool play. You still hold that opinion?
I'm not against it. I just am probably, if I were gonna favor anything, I would favor what the postseason looks like on the road to Omaha. And you've got a double elimination tournament in regional, a double elimination tournament in super regional, and a double elimination tournament in Omaha. So I would, probably more in favor of just a double elimination type tournament, but not going to change it, and it's pool play, and we'll just play the tournament, and if that means we'll play our pod and do our deal, and hopefully keep playing well. But I'm not the one up here saying that we got to change it right now. I'm sure we'll talk about it next year at our coaches meeting, but I think I understand the format a little bit better now, going through it for the first time. But probably just mentally gravitate more towards the traditional double elimination tournament type format.
Anything else? Right. Thank you, everybody.